This is the average life expectancy of the people of the Batwa tribe in Uganda. 1 out of 2 children dies before its 5th birthday. There are a number of reasons for this, but one of the main factors is the lack of access to safe drinking water. On a global scale, there are even 750 million people who do not have access to an improved drinking water source. I'm sure all of you know several different water treatment methods, like boiling of water, chlorine tablets, or filters. But today, I would like to talk to you about solar water disinfection, also known as SODIS. SODIS is a natural process to disinfect drinking water, using only plastic bottles and sunlight. What you do is you take plastic bottles, fill them with water, and then place them into sunlight for some time. And over time, the ultraviolet radiation of the sun will deactivate the bacteria and viruses in the water. So after some time, the water will be safe to drink. However, there are a number of limitations. 2 of those limitations are in our eyes very important. First, it is very difficult to explain to people that the sun can actually disinfect the water because the color of the water does not change with the process. And secondly, based on the differences in the UV radiation around the world and depending also on the weather conditions, the duration of the process can vary. It can be anything like 2 hours, maybe 6 hours, or maybe even 2 days. So how should the people know that the water is actually safe to drink? We have developed the WADI, which is an indicator for the SODIS method, standing for water disinfection, and it's our solution to overcome these issues. What you do is you place the WADI next to the bottles that you want to have disinfected, and the WADI will measure the UV radiation over time. As soon as a certain threshold is hit, the WADI indicates a happy face in its display, meaning that the water is now safe to drink. We have tested the WADI microbiologically in different institutions, not only in Austria, but also in Thailand and in 4 African countries. And all of them confirmed that the combination of SODIS and WADI leads to at least 99.9% reduction of coliform bacteria in the water. What are the main advantages with using WADI? First, it's sustainable. We provide a 2-year guarantee on WADI, and it works without maintenance and without batteries. It is very practicable because it's very small and easy to carry. And also, it is affordable. We're starting to sell the WADI at a price of 10 euros, depending on the order quantity. X works, that means from Austria without the transportation fees. How do we compare to other water treatment methods? The combination of SODIS and WADI is safer than SODIS itself because the people can actually be sure that the water is indeed safe to drink. Also, we are more economic than boiling of water, than filters and chlorine tablets because we don't need any maintenance and there are no spare parts involved in using WADI. Besides the obvious health benefits, we also have an environmental impact. First, there are no CO2 emissions involved with using WADI as compared to boiling of water. In fact, a Swiss company even calculated that using WADI, you can save up to 1 ton of CO2 per year. Also, compared to boiling of water, we don't need to cut down any trees, so we avoid the forest clearing. And we use solar power, and the PET bottles used for SODIS can be used for half a year. The production of WADI is already up and running. We are producing it in Austria with an ISO-certified partner, and we have the capacity of producing up to 50,000 units a month. So what's our business model? How do we get the WADI to those people who need it, the base of the pyramid, and how do we earn the money? We have identified 5 different channels. First of all, our distribution partners. We have contracts with 13 distribution partners covering more than 40 countries. As you can see, all the way from Mexico to Africa, the Middle East, Southeast Asia, and also the Pacific countries. Second, NGOs. We've already conducted small pilot projects, for example, in Kenya with a nomad population, but we've also set up larger projects with several thousands of WADIs, which still need to be financed. We are offering corporate social responsibility programs for large corporations. They can brand their own WADIs and then send those WADIs to the field, to the projects. The governments, we are actively talking to different governments. For example, in Mexico, we're talking to the military. In the Ivory Coast, we're talking to the government. And also in Kenya, we're talking to the health ministry. And the outer market is something different. We're also selling the WADI to people who travel a lot and like to use WADI in in their holidays. What are the next milestones? At the end of this year, we'll receive a test report from the WHO on WADI. Early 2015, we planned a large-scale market entry in Africa, starting with Ethiopia, Kenya, and the Ivory Coast. Later this year, we want to build up the subsidiary in India. And of course, all the time, we want to further develop our product and also develop other products. As for the financial figures, this year we're planning on selling 82,000 units for an average price of slightly more than 10 euro, adding up to almost 1 million euro in revenues. With the large-scale market entry in Africa and India next year, we'll reach 370,000 sold WADIs, and the year after even more than double that. Our company is called Helioz. We're a small team of 4 people. My colleague Matthias and I are responsible for business development. Then the CEO is Gerald. He has experience in managing international companies for over 20 years. And Martin on the very right, he's the founder and the inventor of the WADI. So why should you support us? First of all, to finance the large-scale market entry in Africa and India, we're still looking for investors. And second, coming back to what I said in the beginning, we want to support the people of the Batwa tribe in Uganda. And the project has already been set up. Our partner, the Jane Goodall Institute in Uganda, has set up a project with us for 80 families, for 700 people. And all that's missing is the funding. So we want to send 80 WADIs to those people. And we would use part of the prize money to cover these costs and to cover the medical checks and the follow-up visits. All this to fulfill our one vision of providing safe drinking water to the people who need it. Thank you.